Hey guys, welcome back to 𝗖𝐿, the cooking channel that's not so useless. So it's time for another very simple recipe, rice cooker chicken. As the name suggests, the only cooking apparatus you'll need is a rice cooker big enough to cook your chicken in. It's an incredibly easy and hands-free recipe, boasting incredibly tender and juicy chicken, mingled with very earthy fragrant flavors. And to make this dish, you'll need to do 3 key things. Marinate the chicken, prep the other ingredients, and then leave it to cook in the rice cooker. For the ingredients, you'll need free-range chicken, vegetable oil, light soy sauce, cooking wine, salt, sugar, water, fermented red bean curd, hoisin sauce, garlic, ginger, lemongrass, and spring onion. And for the quantities, you'll need to marinate 1 whole free-range chicken with 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, half a tablespoon of hoisin sauce, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a tablespoon of sugar, 1.5 tablespoons of fermented red bean curd cubes, half a tablespoon of garlic mince, and 2 tablespoons of water. Then to cook the chicken, you'll need 1 stick of lemongrass, 6 whole spring onions, 6 slices of ginger, and 2 tablespoons of cooking wine. But before we begin, if you do enjoy this video, do consider like, commenting, and subscribing, as it does help the channel out. Starting off, we want to wash the chicken. So with a generous amount of salt, rub the exterior of the chicken well. Then after you've given a good rub down, wash the chicken. And if you're someone who likes to eat the head, then be sure to wash the mouth well too. Now turning your attention to the interior, be sure to clean out any blood or leftover organs from between the rib cage. If you want, you can also clean out the yellow fat, but it's not necessary. Luckily for us, our chicken was already very clean. Afterwards, top and tail some garlic. Then crush and remove the skin. Before mincing it. Next, chop off the legs, and pat the chicken dry really well with some paper towels. Then, when you've measured out the remaining marinade ingredients, you want to mix them all together except for the salt. And to make things easier, mash the fermented red bean curd cubes before mixing it into the water. Once you finish mixing, rub the salt into the chicken, both on the outside and inside. Then similarly rub in the marinade. When done, wrap it up and put it in the fridge to marinate overnight. So the next day, before we go on to prepping the other ingredients, be sure to bring the chicken out a few hours before cooking, and this will ensure that the internal temperature of the chicken reaches around room temperature. Then with your ginger, peel the skin off, then cut a few slices. With the lemongrass, cut the end off and peel off the hard outer layer. Then portion the lemongrass before crushing to release more flavor. And with the spring onions, cut the ends off, peel off the old and dirty layer, then give the spring onion a quick wipe down. Before separating into the white and green portions. And similar to the lemongrass, crush the white portion to release more flavor. Finally, portion the greens to the length of the whites. And then once you've measured out the cooking wine, it's time to cook. Now of course, you'll need to make sure you have a rice cooker big enough to fit the chicken. And before we put the chicken in, layer the bottom with the spring onion, lemongrass, and ginger slices. Then give the chicken one last rub with the marinade before nestling it into the cooker. And of course, don't waste any of that great marinade. And finally, add in the cooking wine. Now turn the rice cooker on. And be sure to have the setting on white rice. Then just go away and wait for the rice cooker to tell you when it's done. Now the time it takes will vary per rice cooker. And for us, it took our rice cooker around 50 minutes before it said it was done. And the best way to test that the chicken is done is to poke the meat with a knife. If any blood water flows out, then you'll need to add about 1 tablespoon of cooking wine and let the rice cooker cook once more. When it's done, you'll see all the juices just flowing out of the puncture. Take the chicken out and salivate over how great it smells. Then give the chicken a few minutes to cool before chopping it. Now we chopped it outside, as the chicken was just too juicy, and those juices were flying everywhere with each swing of the cleaver. And again, just look at that juice. Once you finish chopping, be sure to extract as much leftover juice from the rice cooker. Then top the chicken. And finish with whatever garnish you want. And with that, your rice cooker chicken is done. So guys, that was my family's recipe for rice cooker chicken. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you ever get the chance to make this at home, be sure to tell us how it goes. And if you want to see any of our future videos, be sure to subscribe. See ya!